Someone who always says yes is drowning. Not in water, but in everyone else's needs. They skip lunch to help a coworker, cancel their plans when a friend calls, stay late at work because saying no feels impossible. Their calendar fills with everyone else's priorities while their own life sits in the waiting room. And here's the strange part. From the outside, they look like the nicest person you'll ever meet. Helpful, thoughtful, always there when you need them. But inside, they're exhausted, resentful, wondering why being kind feels like a punishment. My name's Kino, and I spend way too much time thinking about why some people can't stop seeking approval while others seem perfectly fine disappointing people. If you're someone who feels guilty every time you say no, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this resonates with you. Because today, we're breaking down the actual psychology of people-pleasing. And by the end, you'll understand this isn't about being weak or too nice. This is your nervous system running a program it learned when you were young. Watch someone who seeks constant approval and you'll see a pattern. They agree to things they don't want to do. They apologize for stuff that isn't their fault. They change their opinion based on who's in the room. They work harder than everyone else but feel like they're still not doing enough. Here's what most people misunderstand. This isn't about being helpful. Helpful people give because they want to. People pleasers give because they're scared of what happens if they don't. Psychologists call this the fawn response. You've heard of fight, flight, or freeze when your brain detects danger, but there's a fourth option, fawn. Instead of fighting back or running away, you make yourself harmless. You become useful. You please the threat so it won't hurt you. Here's the mechanism. Your brain learned early that love wasn't guaranteed. Maybe your parents only showed affection when you were good. Maybe their mood was unpredictable and you had to read the room constantly to stay safe. Maybe you got punished for having needs or expressing feelings. So your young brain created a survival strategy. Be what they need, anticipate what they want, never burden them with your problems. Earn your place by being helpful, agreeable, perfect. And it worked. It kept you safe. It got you some version of love, even if that love felt conditional. The problem is that your brain never updated the software. You're an adult now. The people around you aren't those unpredictable parents, but your nervous system is still running the same program: please others or risk rejection. This is why you can't just decide to stop. Your brain registers saying no as danger. When you think about disappointing someone, your amygdala activates the same threat response it would if you were facing actual physical harm. Your body floods with stress hormones, your heart races, you feel like something terrible will happen. So you say yes, again, because saying yes makes the anxiety stop, temporarily. And here's where modern life makes this worse. We've created a culture that rewards people-pleasing and punishes boundaries. Social media turns human connection into performance where every post gets judged. Workplaces demand constant availability and call it being a team player. Society tells you to be nice, be agreeable, don't make waves. The cost is brutal. People pleasers lose themselves. They spend so much energy managing everyone else's emotions that they forget what they actually want. They build relationships where they're valued for what they do, not who they are. And the exhaustion is crushing. Not just physical tiredness, but the deep fatigue of living a life that isn't yours, of performing instead of existing, of earning love that should have been free. Research shows that chronic approval seeking is linked to anxiety, depression, and burnout. Your self-worth becomes completely dependent on external validation. When someone's disappointed in you, it doesn't just feel bad, it feels like proof that you're worthless. And here's the tragic part. The more you please, the less people respect you. Because deep down, everyone can sense when someone has no boundaries, and they treat you accordingly. So what actually helps? First, understand this. Your people-pleasing isn't a character flaw. It's a nervous system response. You can't just think your way out of it. You need to teach your body that saying no won't kill you. Start small. Say no to one tiny thing this week, something low stakes. Feel the anxiety rise. Notice that nothing terrible actually happens. Your nervous system needs repeated evidence that boundaries don't equal abandonment. Second, stop apologizing for existing. Every time you say sorry for something that isn't your fault, you reinforce the belief that you're inherently wrong. Notice how often you apologize. Cut it in half. Third, find people who like you for you, not for what you do. This is hard because you've probably surrounded yourself with takers. Real relationships don't require you to abandon yourself. And seriously, consider therapy, specifically someone who understands trauma responses and attachment, because people-pleasing usually starts in childhood and lives in your body, not just your thoughts. This isn't fixed overnight. You're undoing years or decades of conditioning. You'll say no and feel guilty for days. You'll set a boundary and worry you've destroyed the relationship. That's normal. But slowly, you'll notice something shift. You'll realize that the people who matter don't leave when you stop performing. You'll discover that being imperfect doesn't equal being unlovable. You'll find space to breathe in a life that finally feels like yours. The question isn't whether you're a people pleaser. The question is, what are you trading your authentic self for? And is the approval you're chasing even real, or just a ghost of the love you needed when you were young? You don't need everyone to like you. You need to like yourself enough to stop abandoning who you are for scraps of validation. If this video helped you see your people-pleasing differently, smash that like button and subscribe. Share this with someone who needs permission to stop being everyone's everything. Let me know in the comments, what's the hardest thing for you to say no to? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.